Okay, so I'm back here. So I decided to take a break from working on the game real quick and do a couple things with my dev environment for Minecraft. One of the things I just added is if you've seen some of my videos, you notice I have this huge debug mess that renders in the GUI. I can now toggle that on and off. Really simple to do. I've known how to do it for the last couple months. I've just legitly been way too lazy to do it, but now it can be turned on and off. This is done in the container base code, so any GUI that I implement that uses GUI container base, it'll automatically get this keybind, which happens to be, of course, the crafting table, which I'm working on for a commission project, which is basically done. I'm just literally waiting on a texture right now to finish it. This crafting table is a multi-block 2x2, or it's a 1x2 is actually what it is. It places all rotations. You can tell it does rotate. When you go to place it, it will place. By default, here's the main block, then the one block will place next to it. It does do checks, at least I think it does. Let me check that. It doesn't do checks. I got work to do on it still. Actually, we could fix that right now. This will make this video just a little bit longer. Because the original thing I wanted to show off was just I was working on GUI stuff. I plan to do some more GUI debug and a few other things. I eventually want to get my GUIs to a point where I don't really have to do much with them anymore. Because these are not exactly the easiest things to make. Especially this this thing right here. That was not exactly easy, but we're going to go ahead and quit this out, and we'll fix the placement code. So let's see. So that was I'm in Volts Engine right now. So let's close everything out, and we'll go down to the commission project here. Crafting table. Okay, so in the item block is what I need to actually fix it in, and it's probably this code piece right here that isn't working properly. And I know exactly where to get that code fix. So it's the fact that the meta right here isn't being handled properly. So we just need to do this real quick. Because when we go to place it, the actual orientation, so the actual direction we actually are using, is the direction we're facing. So when we place a block, it sets the metadata to the direction we're going to face, or actually I think it's the opposite of what it sets it to. So if I place it to the north, our direction is south on the facing direction. However, if we're doing north, then our tile we actually want to check if it's there is to the east. And this should fix. We'll go ahead and launch this up. Okay, so everything's loaded up here. I went ahead and pre-cut the video by simply just pausing my recording and restarting. So let's see. Yeah, we got it launched up now. It took a little bit longer than normal to load up. I actually sat there and watched it in like 5-6 minutes. Actually, I probably should watch the recording and figure out how long that actually was, because it may have perceived as a long time, but when you're listening to dubstep in the background, time does not quite travel in a linear path. There's squiggly lines and sharp spikes, and I need more coffee. Anyways, I'll go ahead and check this. So good, the world didn't save. Okay, we can't place it there. So we'll go ahead and check all directions. Cool, cool. Okay, so that was the issue. So literally the only thing I need to do left on this, because it's got a recipe, little basic recipe. This is a JSON loaded recipe with OR names for everything, so it's OR compatible. As you can tell, the log is changing in the background. The only thing I literally need is an icon from my texture artist, and I'm done with that, and I'm done with the campfire on top of that, so that's going to be a nice little payday for me. Might be able to pay off my student debt next month. By student debt, I'm talking about the amount of money that I'm going to need just for next semester, as my debt has hit $26,000 now. Amazing how that works. I've only been going to Franklin University for roughly 2 years, and I've managed to generate that amount of debt in 2 years. Because I went to Columbus State for like a year and a half, and then I only generated maybe $1,000 or $2,000. And then the whole time I was at Higher University, I didn't use a single loan. I paid my way through the whole thing, and I was there for 2 years and got an associate's degree. Ohio University free, Columbus State $1,000, Franklin 20 grand. The differences are astonishing. The cool thing is though, it actually is worth the money, but I'll do a video on that maybe later if I explain my reasoning. I don't know if I actually showed this thing off fully. This thing actually does render when you change the fuel in it. See if you remove, well, there's another thing I need to fix. That's probably a packet sync error issue. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. No, are we in debug mode? Yes, we're in debug mode. Sweet. As long as we're in debug mode, then I can actually change things. If we're not in debug mode, I can't do anything. So we're going to have to fix that real quick. That one is really, really simple of an issue. So it's probably somewhere in the sync code for the packets here. Yeah, it's pretty much the has fuel check. And the has fuel should be syncing. But it's, oh, that's the read code. Right there's has fuel boolean. So what are we missing here? Okay, if we have a recipe, has fuel. Okay, so has fuel is not gonna recheck. Do we still have the onslaught change code in here? Aha. So now we want to remove this line here. Move this down. Okay, that should fix, because it is syncing it. So it is a packet sync issue, but it's not because the packet isn't syncing properly. It's because the packet's not being, well, the data the packet's feeding off of is not being updated. So you see it's still rendering the way it was, but if I insert the fuel, okay, it's still rendering, pull it out, it's not rendering. Easy fix. You'd be amazed how many, when it comes to bugs in mods, people are like, oh my god, how did this obvious issue get in there? It got in there because it's a simple oversight, and it's really easy to fix. If you ever find issues like this in any of my mods, or even in anybody else's mods, just politely go, hey, there's an issue, and usually most mod developers will go, oh yeah, that's my bad, and they'll fix it. Let's check the recipes really quick on this one to make sure all the code's still working for it before I deliver it to the client. Now the recipes for this are pretty much the same as they are for furnaces when it comes to that should be cooking right now. I don't know if I got the fish recipes working. Let me pop a furnace real quick. Oh, that's because that's cooked fish I just threw in there. I need to add a check to this to make sure that it actually is working correctly. Let's do that real quick. Ah, there we go. You can see it catches on fire when it runs the run. I thought about making it continuously be on fire as long as you have fuel on there because it's a campfire, but I didn't feel like abusing the user unless the client asked for it. I'm not going to add it. But that's working, and you can tell it's similar. I do need to add the burning and the arrow like you see in here. Those are things I just got to add texture sheets for, and then when that's done, I deliver that to the client. I think the crafting table here I got to do the same thing for, because if we open up a normal crafting table here, I'm actually going to do this really quick just for decoration. There's a rendering issue too if you saw if I move my camera. That's easy to fix actually. But if you do this, there's an arrow here and then there's that. I actually wonder if that arrow changes colors when it's a valid recipe. I don't know. I don't know why the arrow is there. I guess you can just click it. Hopefully the client doesn't request any eye support because, like, if you go here, there's any eye support. If you go here, I'm not implementing it. It's a pain. It costs extra. But if you go here, like, I got to make a bigger rectangle here for this, and I got to add the arrow too, just to be consistent. I also need to add strings to the top of here. I can do that right now, but yeah, we'll hit that up. That's not too hard. So let's go ahead and I can do that on both. I think both of them need the text strings. Let me actually open the game back up. Yeah, neither of them have them. Text strings are pretty easy to do, and I'll do them here as long as we're in the tabletop game. Let me close the tabletop game since I'm done working on it for the moment, and I don't keep getting confused on what I have open. So open this up. So in order to add text strings, you got to edit the GUIs. So you got a GUI campfire. and we can't do it unless I restart Minecraft, which I'm not going to do because it takes like 5 minutes to do, and my lunch is getting cold. So I'll make another video here either later today or sometime showing how to do this. Or actually, I'm probably just going to do it here, and I'll make a video later that will explain how to do all the GUI stuff. Though eventually I am going to be porting it over to JSON, so I'll show how to do the JSON, but I am considering actually making a tutorial series here that explains how to do a little bit of everything in Minecraft, because this stuff is not too hard for me, and I can burn through it quickly, but for a lot of you guys, it may not be easy, and I've realized that I probably should start making training videos to teach everybody how to mod so we get more modders in the community. And on top of that, my interns really need to learn how to mod properly, and most of them don't know how to do that. I think I've only got 2 that actually do know how to code on their own. The rest need a little bit of help or a little bit of coaching. But anyways, I'll get more videos out to you guys later.